What's up, YouTube? Zachary Michaels here. I'm an actor, and this is An Actor Reacts. Today we'll be reacting to Mariah Carey's second studio album, Emotions. Let's get into it. Before we get started, if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Emotions is a second studio album from Mariah Carey, released on September 17th, 1991. Mariah had more creative control with this album. She wrote every track and had a hand in production on each song. She also worked with a range of producers, writers, and musicians, including Walter Afanasieff, who was the only holdover from her debut album, as well as Robert Clivillés, David Cole, Russell Freeman, and Carole King. 3 singles were released from the project: the title track Emotions, Can't Let Go, and Make It Happen. Emotions was the album's lead single and became Mariah's 5th #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making her the only artist in history to have their first 5 singles reach #1 on the chart. The album peaked at #4 on the Billboard 200 and was eventually certified quadruple-Platinum in the US and has sold over 8 million copies worldwide. Okay, so finally gonna get a chance to get into the Emotions album. I looked over the track list and it's pretty much the same as it was with her debut album. I don't recognize most of these songs other than Emotions, of course. I know that one. But let's just get right into the album. Deeper than I've ever dreamed of. I feel nice. I'm never so satisfied. I'm in love. I'm alive. Intoxicated. Flying high. This is such like a feel-good song. Than I've ever dreamed of. I love this part of the song. I love the backgrounds, man, and it actually feels a little more gospel than I remember. Deeper than I've ever dreamed of. I could do that too if I wanted to. I like how she plays with her voice on this song too. You got me feeling higher. Emotions, classic track. I love that one. It's just like that feel good, fun song. The video conveys that. It's just her having a good time with friends, dancing around, hair blown in the wind, singing her butt off. Really love that song. And it's a little more like gospel than I remember. Like when I reacted to the MTV Unplugged version of it, I loved how gospel that one felt, and I didn't remember the original version feeling that. The MTV Unplugged one is definitely way more gospel influence, but it has that vibe in the studio track too. I haven't heard the studio track in a really long time though, so I didn't quite remember it. But I really, just really fun song. I love the vibe, love the instrumental, love her voice on it, and how like she plays around with it. And I love when on the songs where she shows all the different like, or not all of them, but a lot of the different like colors and ranges in her voice. Like this one, she has the whistle notes, she has some deeper notes, she has some middle, like she floats around in her voice on this track, and it makes for a really fun feel good song, which I love. Emotions, that's all I got on it. Let's go on to track 2. This feels like a movie soundtrack. Bitterly. Always with those backgrounds. I like how she's approaching the vocals. It's kind of restrained and then opens up. Love the backgrounds. How they're so light. Long whistle note. And you don't remember. I like that one a lot. It's very like my whole tone and mood changed. Like Emotions was that big like feel good song, and then this was a lot more sad. It changed my whole demeanor. I loved how soft the song was while still being impactful. Like, and by soft I mean like I don't know. She just like her voice. It felt like it never fully came out on that song, which I think worked really well. It was like a more restrained vocal, even on like the chorus or towards the end where it came out a little more. It was still like I don't know. It was still like pulled back, but I liked it. I thought it worked really well, especially like in the verses, how she would approach the I used to told me like it would she would like start kind of soft and then build up and then bring it back. It was like a blah, like blast of her voice throughout the song, and I just thought that like worked really well in the song. Love the kind of really soft background vocals on there, and it just I don't know. I just really like the song, and the overall vibe is a little more haunting. It felt really this song would be on like a movie soundtrack while the lead character like in the like third act after they just broke up and the lead character is like walking on the beach and like trying to go back to their more normal life, but nothing's as good because it like I see like I see the vision in my head of this song. Like it definitely sets a story. I actually really really like that one. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like finding the things that I really loved. Love the vibe of it. Definitely feels like a movie soundtrack type song, and I like the different approach from her with the vocals. And plus that really long whistle note, I was expecting it to end, and I was like, oh wow, it's still going. I got gospel flavor from this one too. Not really gospel, but like I feel like there was a like church organ in there maybe, and that kind of gave me that gospel flavor in there a little bit. So I like how she's sprinkling a little bits of other genres into the kind of pop R&B that she does. But now let's go into track 3, Can't Let Go. Okay, with this one, so many of y'all made sure to tell me that when I react to the Emotions album, I have to react to the album version of this song. So I'm definitely going to do that, but I also do want to watch the music video. So I decided I'm just going to react to both right now. So first up is the studio track. Feels like euphoric almost, like angelic, or like you're walking into the gates of heaven. Oh, that nice soft whistle note in there. Okay. Didn't expect that, not change, but that add in of the bass. It actually kind of sounds familiar now. Gives me like Jackson 5, I'll Be There vibes. I think I do know this. This part sounds so familiar. I don't think I knew this was Mariah though. Let go. I think I do know this one. At least the chorus. Let go. Bum, 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 bum. Listen. My dreams. Okay, was that the part y'all was talking about they took out of the video? I guess I'll see in a second, but that the whistle note, she's doing a lot. I'm saying a lot. This is only the third track, but she did it on what And You Don't Remember too, like that really long whistle note. This one was long too, but she like I went up and she was like already in the whistle note and then went up higher in the whistle. Really cool. But let's get into the music video. Oh, that's beautiful imagery. Love that little whistle there. I like this look. I mean, it's just her hair up, but... And this dress. She loves a black and white video. Let go. The video and the song gives me a real like Sexy sad again. I like this part. Love the beat. Oh, and then the hands are closed. Can't let go. I'm glad that I reacted to both the music video and the album version of the track, because I got to hear that like whistle note that they cut off at the end, which is again really impressive because she was already in the whistle for hella long, and then she like went up. I don't know if it was like a full octave, but she definitely went higher during that whistle note. And then I think they also cut off a bit of the beginning in the music video, but I like the visual with it because it definitely set the tone and the mood. One, the black and white, and then like that image of like the hand opening up with the white rose and then closing at the end. Love that. And then she just looked good in there. Like the whole song and especially the video gives me like a sexy sadness. On her debut album, what was this song? I Don't Want to Cry. I said that song gave me like sultry sadness, and this one gives me like sexy sadness. I don't know if the difference between those two makes sense to you, but it definitely makes sense in my head, and I like those sides from her. Especially with the video, the song, it feels like it's Valentine's Day or something. She's like all dressed up. She got the nice dress on, the cleavage showing, the hair straightened and up and like a bun type thing, which is like a different look for her in that era. But like she's got the sexy appearance on, but she's just sad because you're gone and she can't let go, but she just like wants to make love one last time because she loves you so much. It gives me that kind of vibe. And I also love the production on it. It gives me like, I don't know if this would be categorized as like Quiet Storm, but that's what it makes me think of. It might just be like early 90s R&B, like, ballads, but like the boom, doom, doom, boom, doom, doom. Like I recognize that kind of sound, and it makes me think of like Quiet Storm. But I really like that vibe of the track and the production, and again that sexy kind of sadness. Really good track, that really impressive whistle note at the end. I wasn't expecting the beat change up or the bass coming in, but once I adapted to it a little bit, I really liked it. But I also really like that intro. It's kind of like I said, like entering the gates of heaven, like real angelic, euphoric, like opening up into something like really not ominous, but like really open and big and wonderful, like something like awesome, like you're just like, like, you know what I mean. Good track, like that one too. So let's go into track 4, Make It Happen. Was not expecting that when they started off in the church. That looks like AJ from 106 & Park. It's just interesting. It's different. I like this kind of whispered chorus stuff. Hey. Okay, now it's not too whispered. Now the voice is opening up. I like how it's getting kind of funky. Turned into a concert. I like the staccato whispered backgrounds kind of here. Thank you, Lord. Hey. This song is definitely a grower. Like, the longer it went on, the more I liked it. Because when it first started, I was like, oh, this is just okay. But now I think I'm a fan of the track. I like, one, how she's always intentional with her vocals, you know? Like, not every song is her voice just completely out the whole time. Like, this one specifically, it's like her voice goes on a journey throughout the song. Like, it starts off like real quiet, and like the first verse and chorus were real like whispered. And I take that because the song's kind of about like coming into your own and believing in the Lord and like making your dreams come true, by believing in yourself. And like the beginning is like real whispered and quiet and like you not believing in yourself. And then like the middle of the song, you know, her voice is coming into it a little more. And then that third act, she's like, her voice is out fully and she's like in that deep growl and passionate Mariah. And then it kind of goes back to a more subdued, quiet whisper by the end. But it's like a different quiet whisper. It's more of like, it's like you've come into that self-assuredness, and now you don't need to proclaim it and scream it from the rooftops because you already know it. And it's like a more confident, quiet whisper, like, you can make it happen, like, just believe me. It's like, so I love the journey that her voice alone takes on the song. I also like like I was saying, like with a couple of the other songs, like the gospel influence, like I definitely feel it on this track and that piano. And I just, fun song. Like I said, I like the journey of it is what I think made me like the song. Because at the beginning, I wasn't too crazy about it, but by the end, I'm like, yeah, make it happen. But I think that's all I got on this track. Let's go on to track 5. Okay, this feels real old school. Like Aretha. Or no, it actually feels real churchy. This album's got a lot of gospel influence. This is all I am. With a life that we planned. Oh, should look at me. You're avoiding my gaze. Yeah. Love the choir backgrounds. I feel like I've heard this. Maybe she sang this in that compilation video that I did. Cause I don't, yeah. I swore. There we go. It was just a little later. I was a little bit off. If It's Over. I feel like I might have heard that song when I did that like Mariah like best vocals compilation video. Cause it sounds familiar, like I've heard it once before, but not familiar like, oh, I know this song. But I definitely something about it rings a bell. But great vocals on that song. I'm definitely feeling the gospel influence on this project, especially that song. That was probably the most outright like gospel, like it felt like 50s, 60s, like Aretha kind of like soul and kind of bluesy mix. It's like 15% that and then 85% like gospel influence. That felt like change up some word, not change up some words, like change up the full lyric. Like if you just heard the production on that, then you would think it was a gospel song, especially the like the whole, all the instrumentation and the production on the song screams gospel. And then her voice had that gospel tinge, but her voice definitely was really soulful in that. Like I was getting like again a lot of Aretha influence on that too. I was felt like Aretha kind of vocals and runs, and I love like y'all know I love when Mariah goes like deep. She was playing in that deeper tone with the I don't even with like the riffs and stuff that she was doing. So really liked it. Loved it vocally. Loved the gospel influence on the production. Not one of my favorites I think so far, but I think a really good vocal performance. But I don't think it's gonna rank super high when I'm like going back over the tracks. But still really good vocal performance nonetheless. So let's go on to track 6. You're So Cold. Okay. Is this gonna be one of my favorite? If I hope it don't do a change up and then it's something completely different, because I'm loving where it's. I just literally just said that I love when she plays in that deeper register, and then this voice comes. Yeah, this song starts and she comes in that, and then she's playing around in there. I'm gonna start this over because I got too excited. You're So Cold. Please don't disappoint me. Please just stay in this real dark area. Love that piano too when it came on, but okay, let's start it over. I feel like it's going to change up, but I'm loving this. Mm. I knew it was gonna change up, but I love that intro anyway. I think I'm still gonna enjoy the song, but that intro, what's that song? What was that? One Night off of the Rarities, where that intro was so good and then it switched up. But let's get into the rest of the track. Actually, okay, I'm not disappointed. I love how she tucks the whistle notes in the background. You do, yeah. Hey, piano going off. So cold, so cold to me. Okay. Okay, this was a fun track. I called it though. I knew it was too good to be true for it to stay in that where it's that intro portion. I knew it was too good. I knew like the switch up was coming. I saw it coming, but I desperately wanted it to stay. But I did like the overall song. It kind of gave me a mix of like it gave me like that piano was real like felt like real like bluesy, I guess, like crazy, like the piano was definitely the highlight of the song for me, like above everything else. Honestly, I love that piano on the track, just how wild and crazy it was, that like bluesy feel. So it gave me like bluesy mixed with like funky, like 70s funk mixed with like early 90s R&B, like hip hop flavor. So I liked it. Like I liked the groove of it in the second half, but I really love that opening, her playing within that deep area, just like going off down there, showing off. And then like when the backgrounds came in, I love when it's just Mariah and like the background vocals and that piano, like, oh, just really love that intro, love the piano. And then I did have fun in that second half grooving. Um, with the so cold to me. I like the like trying to trade off between the backgrounds and her leading vocals. She of course sounded great on the track. But I need a song like just like that intro here, or like the intro to One Night off the Rarities. I need like a song of her doing a complete thing of like those kind of intros. That like I need a song like that because I just love how that sounds from her. But still a really fun song nonetheless, even though it changed up when I told it not to. But let's get into the next track. Track 7 is So Blessed. Okay, I'm slowing it down a little bit. Oh, I like the boom boom on the beat. I like her vocals on this. I get another movie soundtrack feel from this movie. I love that bass line. I get kind of a not a gospel vibe. Well, I do get a gospel vibe, but her vocals make me think of like a Catholic church. It makes me think of Ghost, that movie with Whoopi Goldberg. I really love this one. Oh, it gives me I was trying to think of what it reminded me of. It gives me like a 50s vibe. Like I feel like this plays. It gives me like a poodle skirt vibe. So Blessed. I really love that one. I think that might be one of my favorites so far. I loved the vocals. For the most part really light, but I think it complemented the really slow, smoothie song really well. I loved that bass line, the doom doom, doom doom, and I just liked how slow the track was. Like it didn't have to be too fast. It was just like do like the song and her vocals and the band, they took their time to get through it, and I loved going on that journey of the track. Um and it gave me a few influences. I feel like she's like, grabbing from a lot of different areas that she loves and combining them for this album. Because this song gave me, it finally came to me at the end. It gave me like 50s, like I see like girls and poodle skirts and stuff. Like it gives me real like 50s kind of pop music. While also like her vocals at points gave me kind of Catholic church. And then I also had to find a little gospel flair in there, just a little bit, but that might have been more of like that 50s sound that I was getting. Like it gives me like Frankie Valli, right? The Four Seasons, like it makes me think of that. So I really like the nostalgic factor of the track. Oh, and then like I said earlier in the track, it also gives me like 90s movie soundtrack. It makes me think of the movie Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg and Patrick Swayze, and is Demi Moore in that? I don't know. For some reason, it reminded me of that too. Cause is that a 50 song? What's the song that's playing when they're doing when they're making the clay thing? Or y'all know that scene where she's making that thing and he's like the ghost behind her as they make it. I think maybe it reminds me of that song because I kept picturing that movie while I was hearing this. Nonetheless, what I'm trying to say is I really love this song. I love all the influences, and I think it might be one of my favorites because it was pulled back. Her voice, the instrumental, the band, everything was like pulled back and really took its time. It was nice and subtle, and then I just really loved the bass line that was going on throughout. That's all I got on So Blessed. Let's go on to track 8. Got a lot of church piano and choir on this. Hey. Hey. Another one with that gospel influence, man. Love the background. I feel like I constantly say that with Mariah. Love the piano on this one too. Never gonna let you go. Hey, wanna give it to you, gotta give you my life. To Be Around You, another like fun, up-tempo, funky track. This one, like a couple of the other ones, gives me like an even older schooler vibe than like, because this came out in 91, so in 2020, this song is already old school, but it feels like Mariah in 91 was taking inspiration from old school music to her. So it feels like prior to the 90s, like she's taking that a little older sound and like vamping it up for the 90s. Another song that the piano is a real highlight of the track. I love just how like crazy the piano is, like it's going off, and I get like the gospel flair from that, and like background vocals when like it was felt like a choir and they would come in. Also love like the breakdown with the choir, like when it was just them singing like the I can't let you go, I just want to love you, whatever they were saying. Yeah, I know the part that I'm talking about. Really like that section. The interesting thing about this song though, well, I don't know if it's interesting, but like I like this song a little less by the time it ended, like because at the beginning I thought I was really loving it and grooving to it, and I had fun throughout. I just feel like it didn't go anywhere. Like it was a fun song, but like I don't know what I would have wanted differently, but I don't know. I guess because I started off loving it so much and then it just stayed there, I was like, oh no, usually it like amps up somewhere. But I enjoy this song, but I don't know. It ended up being kind of middle of the pack, but at the beginning of it, I thought, oh, I was really gonna love it. So let's go on to track 9, Till the End of Time. Mm, mm, yes. What is that? The I really like it. The strings. It feels real euphoric. I love how it's building throughout. Mm. Yeah. Love you to the end of time. Love you to the end of time. Oh, till the end of time. I really like that one. I think what I was saying with the last song is there was no build, and like this song definitely had that build. It's just even from the intro, like it slowly, like the sound slowly came in, and I loved that intro portion. And I thought it was gonna be another one that changed, but the song continued in that same realm, but continued to grow throughout. And I like felt I went on a journey, and I loved her voice on this. It was again in that light tone, but still really conveyed it really well. It did, she did towards the end, or not the end, more like the end of the middle. The end of the middle, yeah, like the end of the middle section of the song is when her voice really came out, and then it kind of regressed back down by the end. I loved the journey of the track. Love the voice, her voice, and like the whole sound at the beginning, very like euphoric, like kind of what I was saying with another track, like entering the gates of heaven. Like it was real, like ah, and growing and growing and growing and growing until it reached that climax, and then it came down again. So I just really love like the journey, both vocally and on the instrumental of this song. I love the that euphoric slow vibe of it, and I like too when the instrumentation came in a little more and it got into that more '90s slow, little bit of Quiet Storm vibe. The doom, once the like bass came in, like the actual bass and the like boom, boom. I really loved the journey of this song. Basically, it took me on a ride, and I loved the euphoric experience of the whole thing. So now let's go on to track 10, The Wind. Feels like she's gonna get kind of jazzy or bluesy. Oh, I love the wind. And again, the piano. I feel like I'm in a jazz club. I love the wind on in the background. I loved that track. I barely said anything throughout because it put me in that real chill, relaxed, moody area. Like, definitely got a lot of like old school influences on this album. I love the like bluesy, not bluesy, jazzy feel. That was like a blues song. Like, it felt like I was in a blues club, like with the shades and the little hat thing, just like snapping along. Like, and I see her like in that like little dress with that like old school microphone. Like, I love that. Love the color of her voice on this song. Love like another one where she just like took her time and just flowed with the beat and the mood and the essence of the track. Like, really, really good. Love the instrumentation on it. That classic. bluesy soul jazzy vibe. Like it feels so good. Like and I loved the having the the wind in the background, because in the song she starts singing about like you're away with the wind and you feel that vibe, and having the sound of like the breeze or the wind in the background was such a nice touch. I loved that. Um, and it's like perfect for now. It's November, so we're going into the like we're going into the colder season. It's fall, or is it already fall? Yeah, no, we're going into fall official, or I don't know, but we're going into the like the darker season where things are a bit quieter and darker and just more moody. And I love, this is probably my favorite season coming up, or that we're in now, one of the two, but this is probably one of my favorite seasons, and this song like evokes that, the wind, slow, jazzy, moody. Basically I really love this track, and I think that's one that's gonna be in my top off the vibe alone. um but that's actually the final track on this album, Emotions. uh so let's get into my final thoughts, and I'll tell you my top three tracks officially, and what I rate this album. Okay, so Emotions, another good album from Mariah. I think with this album, she kind of stepped away from like the pop R&B with like a little bit of hip hop flavor that first album had, and she much more stepped into like the soul, and like she really stepped into like gospel music. Like almost every song on this album has like some kind of gospel flavor, whether it's like the piano or her vocals or the choir. Like every song has some kind of element of gospel music. Um, and some of them are just like straight out gospel songs, basically. The whole project too kind of felt to me like a throwback, like I said earlier in the review, like even in 91 it would feel like throwback, because it feels like a lot of 50s, 60s, 70s kind of music. Like it felt to me like she took her inspirations from like decades before and like really incorporated that into this project, because like I said, it felt like a lot of Aretha on there, or like 50s soul, or like 60s gospel music. Like it definitely felt like the 50s to 70s kind of music with like an updated for like the 90s. So I liked all the different like gospel and soul influences that she used, because her voice catered to those sounds really well. If I'm like comparing this album to that debut album, then I'd have to say like vocally, I definitely prefer this project, because she got into all the things that I love about her voice. Like I love when she gets into that like gritty soul color of her voice, and that's, like I said, basically this entire project. She's like getting into the growls and all that, and I love when she like takes a bite out of her songs like that. Um, and like all the just her natural tone I love, and the different colors that she uses, and she uses a lot of her range on this album. And it's not just like using it willy-nilly either. It's like every vocal moment felt like a purpose. Like some things were whispered when that's what the song needed, and then there was the growls, and then there was just the singing out, and then there was like the like boom, the blast of her voice. Like she uses her voice in many different ways on this album, and I love how she adapts to the different songs and what's needed for them. So vocally, I definitely prefer this album to her debut. And then if we're talking like for the overall project, then I think I prefer her debut, because that did feel a little more balanced to me. Like there were a couple different inspirations on there. Like you got a few tastes of what she can do in a couple different genres and influences. And there was also like a better balance of like, I feel like up tempo and like ballads or slower songs on that debut than it was on this one. This one, like I said, is definitely rooted in gospel and soul. And it feels like there's a lot more slower songs and ballads on this project as opposed to her debut. So overall project, I prefer the debut because it just feels more balanced on like, the tempo of the songs, and the different inspirations, and just the how the songs feel. And this one's definitely more one particular thing, which again, that one particular thing really worked well because I love her voice in that area. But I prefer that overall project, and then her vocals on this one, because again, on her vocals, she goes up in those whistle notes, and I think she went like, she was going up higher and higher in the whistles on this, and she was really playing around in that basement area of her voice, which y'all know I love when she goes down there, because she's got so much control, and it's just so rich, and I love it. Let me see, anything else? That grittiness of her voice on this. No, I think that's all I got for my like final thoughts of this. I prefer the debut album as an overall project, but vocally, it's definitely this project for me. Let's see what else. Okay, so now get into my favorite tracks. First, my two honorable mentions are "And You Don't Remember" and "You're So Cold." Two really good tracks, but my top three just a little bit outranked them. So number three would be the title track, "Emotions." It's just such a fun and feel good song. Like it's the kind of song that when you're down you put on and you just gotta dance around, and it makes you smile and lifts your spirits. I just love the emotions that song makes me feel, and it's just a good time. Not to mention all those crazy whistle notes towards the end. Love that track. And like I said earlier, I didn't notice the gospel influence before, but I definitely feel it now, and it gets me even more amped when I hear it on that track. Um, and then my top two are actually a tie because I couldn't decide which one I liked more, but they are "The Wind" and "So Blessed." And they're kind of my top two, or they're both number one for the same reasons. Like, she really took her time on those songs. Like, it's slow and every second feels earned, and the vocal performances are just out of this world on both. The Wind specifically, like that jazz instrumental, and I looked it up, and it said that she like that was a like 50s or 60s song from by Russell Freeman, and she like took that instrumental and wrote lyrics to it. I love that instrumental and the moodiness of it, of the song, and like the wind blowing, and just it puts you in a daze. And then I love Mariah's vocals on top of that, and the like really deep and sad lyrics. I've heard the album twice now because I edited it before I shot this final thoughts area, and I didn't even catch like what that song was about on my initial listen until like I was editing it, and like it's a really sad song, and her voice and the whole spirit of that song really is conveyed so well. And then with "So Blessed," again, like I said, took her time, the vocals shine, and I love that classic 50s feel of it. And the song that I was talking about was "Unchained Melody" from that was in Ghost, and that's also like a 50s 60s song. So like I said, it's a lot of throwback throwback vibes on this project, and I just really love the mood, and the like it puts me in like a juke joint or at the diner playing on the jukebox. Like, it gives me that feel, and her voice works so well for both this track, that like throwback 50s sound, and for like the jazzy instrumental on "The Wind." Like, both really great tracks, and her voice is just so adaptable. Again, that's why vocally this album ranks over that debut for me, even though I do wish there were a couple more up tempos on this project to kind of balance it out and uplift it some. But vocally, she killed it. But yeah, those are my top three tracks, and my honorable mentions and my final thoughts. So now, time to give you my rating for this project. So I went back and forth on what I wanted to rate this album, and it can, of course, go up later or down. But after I go through all her projects, which is probably gonna be a while, but after I go through them all, I'm gonna like re-rank them again. But for now, I put this album at an 8.5 out of 10 for all the reasons that I said. Like, I love it vocally. I just wish it was a little more balanced how that first album was with the up tempos and the balance of the like slower songs and the more moody songs, and like the different inspirations that she has. So for that reason, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, which is still really good. But I'm looking forward to getting into my next Mariah project. Next up is Music Box. Now it's already November and next month is December. So I'm definitely going to be doing, I think it's called Merry Christmas, that first Christmas album with All I Want for Christmas Is You. Definitely going to be doing that for Christmas time. And hopefully I'll have enough time to get like Music Box in before I get to the Merry Christmas album. But if I don't, I'll just have to jump out of order and I'll do Merry Christmas first and then go back and do Music Box. But I think I am going to try to get Music Box in before I do that Christmas album. But either way, I'm excited to keep going down Mariah's discography. 2 really good albums so far, plus that compilation album. So I've been really enjoying her, if you haven't noticed so far. But I think that's all I got on Emotions, the album. Really amazing vocally. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this project. Let me know like what your favorite tracks are. Let me know where you rate this album. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thanks for stopping by. See y'all next time.